Alright, let's see. Alright. I thought we were done with the next streams. Well, someone told me that you could see Rykard's face, on this model, and I was like, oh, I have not heard that before. So I kind of want to see it. Because apparently it's supposed to be on this model, but not on the other one. Is it supposed to be this? Wait, is it that? No, that's not that. Oh, whoops. Yeah, if it's on this model, I am struggling to find it. Like, it has to be this then, right? No, that looks like a spine almost, you know? I don't know. Let's double check here. Let me see if there's a Bonfire VN video. Yeah, I've seen Zlovsky do a sorry, Zlovsky, I think that's how it's supposed to be said. Do a comparison with what's it called? The Bonnie Village in this skin, right? Alright, so in this one, it's on the throat. And it's a fair bit down, right? Uh-huh. There we go. It's a little too loud for me right now. Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie. There we go. Yeah, so it should be that take me that long to find it if it's actually there. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Can't do that. Come on. Good old Igley. 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 There we go. Alright, so. Maybe it's supposed to be there and that's a tear, but then. Yeah, I don't see it. Unless it's on another part of this model that they just don't let you get a good look at. I keep looking, but the video I found only showed that the church skin is bigger than the Bonnie Village one. Coolio. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this would be the best example if it was true. I assume the skin is smaller than the snake, too. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like it should be smaller? Yeah, I feel like its mouth is big, its head is bigger than this, you know? Wait. Oh. Oh, okay. Interesting. They left one of these in the model. I wonder if that was to help give them an idea of, like, you know, how to place it or where to place it or whatever. Like, they're like, okay, it needs to be able to fit, like, around here. Yeah, I'm not seeing Rykard face anywhere. Like I said, maybe this is supposed to be the idea here. But, like, it doesn't look like a face. It looks like the spine. I'm pretty sure from what we saw, it would have to be probably here. Yeah, I don't see a face here. Show the new VOD. Yeah, I saw the VOD team, the Mesmer thing. Don't worry. We might take a look at that sometime. I don't think I've taken a look at a Vati vid yet. I'm surprised actually Vati hasn't covered Mesmer. Maybe he's done like a story recap thing before. Oh well. I guess that's why he was asking so many questions about it a little bit back. Coolio. Yeah, I'm not seeing this. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't, again, maybe it's easier to tell if I just looked at the raw model and it was, like, unfolded or something. So maybe someone's, like, got a picture floating around of that thing. But that looks like that might be a false positive. Someone's got, I always struggle to find this goddamn village. I really shouldn't, because it's right here. Yeah, they probably made to not show Rykard's face. That's what I would think, right? With how it has tears and holes and stuff like that. But someone was saying, oh no, this one, one of them's got Rykard's face and the other one doesn't. And I'm like, oh, okay. Neat. Right? Those are, like, important, so I'm not gonna, like, press the issue or anything. But now that I'm trying to validate it myself, I'm like, huh, I'm not seeing this. And again, it could just be that I'm blind. God knows I can be. Yeah, definitely smaller. Yeah, see, you see a similar pattern thing here, right? Yeah, definitely not seeing any potential for a face here. It's not even like, oh no, this one has the face, but the other one doesn't or something. It's got a similar hole thing over here too, see, right? So yeah, they still have the hole in the model here. I remember someone also mentioning there were, like, differences in the design here. But I'm not seeing any major detail differences. Like, maybe when they're patching it together because the other one was, like, strung up and stuff. But, like, it looks like the scales and the patterns on the snake head and the body look pretty much the same. There. Yeah, I'm struggling to I'm struggling to look at this and think, okay, can we somehow place the Gelmir? Like, let's say Gelmir, right? The Gelmir's here, so Bonnie Village would be like somewhere here-ish, probably, right? You have a snake that likes over here and manages to get all the way over atop the volcano and stuff, and have a faith that should be old enough to predate America's rise to power and stuff, with all the cultural practices and things. But the problem is that the snake grows because it eats, and the eating is what prompts it, and that doesn't make sense, especially if they're placing it like right next to here. Like, what the hell? Clearly, it's not eating. Clearly, it's not eating the Newman, right? So, what would be causing it to be like, I'm growing. I need to shed my skin so to accommodate my growth, right? And over in this random corner right next to the tree, right? Outside the village. See, I'm struggling to come up with a justification to say, like, oh no, you see, it actually is just the Gelmir snake model, right? Hey, buddy. Man, the only normal skin-colored Hornsent, no gray. Actually, the Hornsent NPC also has, like, normal skin tone, right? Doesn't have any weird, like, alien Morgott gray skin or something. The only direct connection I can think of is the Celebrants grease. The Festive grease, you mean? Do you find Festive grease in Bonnie Village? Because the only source I've been able to find online say it's one at Shadowkeep. The one we find beneath the Fort of Reprimand, which was... yeah, around here, right? Like, yeah, it's at that yeah, it's like around here-ish, right? But that's like, it's in the flower fields, and it's like it's right in sight of the Fort of Reprimand, so it's like, that seems like a foreshadowing thing, more than anything. Like, hey, you're gonna find this, and then of course you find a bunch at the fort. And it's very, very rare, so I'm like, maybe there's some that aren't listed, that aren't mentioned here? Because, like, I look at wikis and stuff, like, I think Vextra or whatever, which, bleh, Vextra. But, like, I don't think they mention, like, how there are crystal buds on Altus and stuff like that. They only talk about them in Liurnia, which I guess makes sense, right? Because, like, if you're farming, you may as well just get them in Liurnia, right? Like, who cares about Altus? Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are only living ones. Only living ones with normal skin tone. Not in Bonnie Village, to my knowledge. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so it'd be very weird. There's also, we watched that vid, right, of the guy who thinks that this is like a Dominula-style village, and I'm like, isn't this used for, like, a bunch of, like, just villages in general? Like, I'm pretty sure this isn't just Dominula-specific. Right? Which, again, I think that's a cool idea, is like, I would love if that was true. Because it'd be neat to have this idea that the shaman village wasn't alone. There were, like, other villages besides it that existed. But, like, I just can't see it here. Like, we got... like, I'm pretty sure we showed this on stream last time, right? But, like, this village, I'm pretty sure, has the same thing going for it. It's just located in the Shadowlands is what I went. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying there. I was trying to think if in Bonnie Village specifically, we could tie it there. Because then that would be the best case for, like, some direct connection with the snake here. Yeah, like, you have the same houses and stuff here. Yeah, even some of them with boarded up and things like that. Which, man, I'm starting to notice the people in Elden Ring, whenever there's a problem, they just like boarding people. It's like, listen, there's no one living here anymore, or maybe there is, but we're keeping them inside. Only Grandma, the Hornsent, and a few in this village are not spirits. Yeah. And the Grandmama also has the gray skin, as I recall, right? So, good old Grandam. But yeah. I mean, these are obviously not the exact same models, because, well, they're burned. They've been mesmerified. They've gone through the mesmerification. Which, hey, Mesmer, could you at least finish the job? Look at all the sickos that are still around, you know? Killed everyone but the... Actually, even killed the village chief dude, right? Because he's also a shadow guy, if I recall, right? Did I kill him already and he just doesn't exist here? Oh no, yeah, he is. Everyone's a shadow spirit except the fly people. Mesmer hates sick people. He can't burn them to death. He's just like, suffer with your illness. Yes, well, like, you find the same houses there. Pretty sure Ailing Village is the same way. Actually, does Ailing Village has the houses boarded up? Yeah, it's the same thing here. Then you got the shack model, right? Yeah, it's more, yeah, the village thing is more like the ruins. They have a generic, like, you know, oh, this is old shanty village, you know, architecture that we'll use for all of them. It's not a cultural thing. It's not like Celia and Ordina and Langdell's lower corridor, where there's a very clear through line. Where there's something very specific they want to convey. With no Mesmer butterflies, because screw it. You're never gonna let Miyazaki live that down, are you, Xavier? And don't. He deserves it. Like, what the fuck, man? Oh, actually, 1 second. Yeah, they do eat. Actually, is it the... No, it's not the exact same. It's very similar. Maybe it is. I don't know. Hard to tell. Shack model's also from DS3. Ah, yeah, it's from, if I recall, Undead Settlement, right? Yeah. I completely forgot about that, actually. All the DS3 assets I always complained about, but this was the one that slipped past me. Probably because it's just so generic. It's like, yeah, sure. You see one village shack, you see them all. Are there any more villages like this? Yeah, there's the one up here, right? The one that didn't get burned. Didn't get purified. Respect my purification. Respect my purity. Not boarded. A little bit of boarding. Also, how are you getting in? Not boarded. Not boarded. Oh, actually, wait. I think I just... That was Shanty Shack. Not boarded. Bless me. Wow! Wow, cuckoos! Wow! Like, this is the only shack that's actually boarded. The only house. Wow, cuckoos really don't want to piss off Morgott. Alright, let's go away from the Eye of Sauron for a second. Bless you, thank you, Chad. I appreciate you too. I love how the Great Mace is here, by the way. I recently added that to Highlanders. So I was like, yeah, I should make mention of this. Because where else am I gonna put it? Like, like in Liurnian Civil War, it's like, oh yeah, see, they collected stuff related to barbarians. It would feel really random and out of place with everything else that would be included there. So I just find that very funny. It's just like, we got the little waterfall here with the barbaric roar, the great mace here, the earth shaker up there, and the other stuff, right? The Lord's head rising above the tower. Anyway, so that's all for villages and stuff here. Yeah, nothing else here. We have so many ruins and so few villages, I realize. I guess that's what happens when everything's shit, right? Then you got the Zamor who are getting screwed over by the, who are getting attacked by the fire monks for whatever reason. Yeah, that's it. Everything else is a ruin. Ruin, ruin, ruin. Oh, no, wait, we also have the Hermit Village, but, like, we've already talked about that. Wait. It's not called Hermit's Village, it's just Hermit Village. Oh, I have to correct that for Gelmir. I think I used Hermit's Village several times. Whoops. Whoopsie! There's Volcano Cave here. Artist Shack. Yeah, these are just like regular towns, so it's like nothing too special here. Yeah, Bonnie Village, the Abandoned Ailing Village. Whipping Hut. Makes you wonder how they got from all the way over here, ended up over here, you know? I think what I also find interesting is how, like, the multicolor flower thing is just in the hinterlands. Like, we don't have that whatsoever in Rao, right? Where are you? Where are you, asshole? Damn, I don't think they've spawned in. Frick. I'm so mad about that one Erdtree Sentinel that, like, got himself killed. Do you have a save that can get to Bonnie Village to check out the item pickups? I don't think so. I don't think I have one for that, no. Yikes. Recluse's River. I remember most of Bonnie Village items being jars and stuff, though. Also in Abyssal Woods pre-madness. Yeah, that's another thing, is with the Abyssal Woods. Let's switch over to my other character for that one. Let's switch over to Sorcerer Loki. Alright. Yeah, because you also have the artwork that is at least showing that, yeah, same idea here. Which, again, makes me very curious. Where is it? I'm still so mad we can't explore any of this. This is such a waste. I still find that to be such a huge waste. It's back here, right? Ah, no, wait! It's a freaking invisible wall. I forgot. Yay! Lions and hawks! Yeah, I'm wondering if they're using this just because of the Hornset connection with the divine birds and divine beasts and all that. It would make sense. Should have a picture of the painting? I do. I just was hoping we could maybe look at it in game, but yeah, let me just drag it up. Right. Let's just do this the jank way. All right, Elden Ring, this Woods. I don't think I even have Midra's Manse. Oh yeah, I do have Midra's Manse as its own thing. Yeah, there we go. Should have this somewhere. Oh, I do not see it here. Do I not have it somehow? Maybe did I not organize it there? Let's see. Alright, so. Yeah, so we got all this. I have a lot of Nanaya. Makes you wonder if Nanaya's Newman, you know? Oh yeah, that's just because of the detail, yeah. Yeah, I remember too, Xavier. I remember being told, but I don't remember... I guess maybe I didn't actually get it? Is that possible? There's the suspicious tree lover thing. Now, maybe they're just doing it because they felt this fit best with the mansion and stuff, but I don't know. I'm suspicious. I guess you could also say Hornsent, because Hornsent have tree things in their tower. Yes? You do have it. It's probably not organized. I'm gonna have to check in Abyssal Woods then, see if maybe I just did move it in here. Because I remember these being more recent screenshots from, like, our second time through here, specifically to get shots. Which family's the subject of today's stream? No, I was just making a snake joke. Oh yeah, I do have it. I just don't have it in. Yeah, okay. Oh, you guys can't see it. One sec. God, I hate this. Anyway, I have this. I gotta. Yeah, here we go. We have the man. So we have all these trees here, and it looks so full of life and wonder and loveliness. Oh, what's this? Is this on the actual mansion? Yeah, it's probably afterwards. I never bothered checking to make sure everything else was put in here. That makes sense. Also, why the hell do I still have toolkit? Oh my... Torrent! Torrent, you asshole! Anyway, let's look at this. Huh. What the hell is that supposed to be? Because I don't see it here. Am I crazy? Like, call me crazy, chat. That looks like there should be something attached to there. Together! Oh, I'm sorry. Endure! Hello, Tyro. These screens are so cold. Actually, they're cold. Is that new slang? Am I not up with the cool kids anymore? Like, what the hell are we talking about here? Cool, cold, hot. Back in my day, hot and you're cold. Hey, cats, ghouls, cat ghouls. Duh. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I have no idea what the hell this is supposed to be. Unless it's a weird way to show depth. I guess it might be. Maybe. Maybe it's supposed to be at an angle, but the rest of the shot makes it look like it's not? Probably shading or old varnish, really? Okay, because we have this here, which I'm pretty sure is reflected. So, like, I guess this is kind of what we see here? Kind of? Like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Like, maybe this was concept art, and they've made some subtle changes from there. Doing crazy stuff in your game again, Tyrone? Probably depth. You think so? It's a really weird way to show it, because it's like really dark on this side, even though everything else is like fairly bright. This throws me off, because there's nothing really sticking out like that here. Like, see? Like, maybe that's supposed to be this back here? Yes. Definitely a little weird. Hey, isn't this the guy you see on the tower? Am I crazy? Anyway. Yeah, the painting's just damage. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about painting damage. Yeah, it could be something like that. It might be giving the illusion of there being something on the painting when it's actually just damage on it. Yeah, that's true. Let's take a zoom out again on it. Yeah, it could be that this is just damage on the painting, and this is just depth here. Again, it looks very weird because this does not look like depth. Like, this feels like this should be like this should be moved over here, and this should be moved over here with it, and this should be more visible than this. So maybe it's just the artist sucks. Maybe Midro just didn't have a really good artist. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, is that this is supposed to be giving more depth here. Right? But then that's very weird, because this is all perfectly center. So if it's actually center like in the portrait, it should be like this. But it looks like they made it look like this. So it's off. Also, bluebirds shown. Bluebirds. What the hell are these bluebirds? Little damage here. I don't see bluebirds. They look faded. I don't know if they look faded, per se. Like, some of the damage areas, sure, but the rest of it looks pretty bright. Hitler painted or something. Ah, yes, truly. It is always goes back to Z. Kyle. But yeah, we do have some of the multicolored flowers here. Though I'm not sure if they're the exact same species. Like, I don't recall the blue ones here. It looks like we have some reds, some pinks, some whites, some peaches or yellows. Green. Kind of looks green, but this could be yellow. Whatever this bush over here is. And some otherwise ordinary trees, right? Like, these look like they could be conifers. Yeah, conifers. Tall trees, tall trees. Definitely trying to portray a different time. Probably hard to see them in the picture, but they are there. Well, maybe it's another pic. Let me look at some of the others we got here. Oh, yep, there it is. There they are. Yeah, I took a different screenshot with them specifically. So yeah, they're just out of the frame here. They're at the corner here. Maybe also, yeah, some here. Yeah, there's a lot. It's very bright, and they very clearly want to give it, like, almost this, like, golden glow to it, right? Which maybe that's, like, you know, probably intentional in some way, right? You can also see they give it a little bit of an aura with the way they paint around here or whatever to make the mansion kind of stand out a little bit more compared to the background, right? See? Same thing here, like a little bit of an aura around the floor area. Then around here, it kind of glows around. Hey, good to know that they're keeping the family, Tyrone. Very important. Very important. Okay, you can kind of see the bluebird here. A little bit of him up there. But this is a better shot. My God stays in heaven now. The nostalgia filter. Yeah, it does kind of have that feel. Like, here is the nostalgic flashback to 1843. Yeah, then the okay. Wait, let's put this in the right folder, chat. I have to move these. 1 second. Let's move these into mid. There we go. It's in Midra's Manse now. Now everything is right in the world. There we go. There we go. Oh, one person, by the way, of course. Yeah, and like I said, got the bird and lion thing, which is probably just them reusing assets of the horn scent. And this is probably why they use the tree thing, because they got the spiral tree stuff here, right? So they can justify using the tree lever. I forget, is any of these assets from Rao? Like, are these pots from Rao or something? I forget. There we go. Then we got good old Nanaya. Yeah. They can justify that. And everything else about this place pretty much is unremarkable. Like, we got the, like I said, more horn scent design stuff. We got some of the egg little holder things. We got lots of shots of the eggs and things and little finger stuff. Yeah, okay. Nothing notable here. Yeah, so going back to here's something I may have forgotten. Because the America section that I'm working on for the update to Erdtree's Beginning, it's pretty big. I forget, chat, the gold isn't unique to just this ruin, right? There's gold to the other one as well, if I am recalling correctly, or is it blue? I remember there being something blue themed about one of the ruins versus the other, but I can't remember if it's like in the finger models or something. Yeah, I've heard theory that Midra is the Rao antique scholar cookbook guy, but like, where's the Rao stuff in his mansion? That's the case. Yeah, I feel like the books would be owned by more generic people. I don't think they would be any of the major named characters personally. Like, I think Egon's the only one that's ever named in the cookbooks for the DLC, if I recall. No? Okay. I am, in fact, crazy. Oh, it's the map. That's what it was. The map has this one colored more blue, and this one's more gold. Though, honestly, that could just be showing the leaves. And this was just to highlight, hey, look, Cerulean Coast adjacent. And this one is Shadow Tree adjacent, right? With all the golden leaves falling. Blue particles in the air. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was then. Hello. Something with the painting and stuff. Maybe there could be stuff there. Let me. Oh no, I don't want you open. Go away, you. Go. Take me back to the mansion. There we go. Let's see. Face, a face. I don't know. I'd have a hard time spying a face out of any of this. Let me see if I... You mean this? Yeah, I think that's... I kind of get what you're saying, right? Like, this almost looks like a tongue, and this almost looks like a laughing face, and there's, like, the kind of... I'll be honest, it looks just like a tree. It's like finding boobs in the clouds. It's like, sure, yeah, maybe they look like that. Like, it's boobs, it's a bunny rabbit, it's a freaking, like, you know, whale. I don't think there's anything there. Yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, because the update to Erdtree's Beginning, the America section, already is, like, at, like, 5 pages, and I'm like, oh, God. Oh, God. Right? And that's just pure... That's not even getting into, like, the Jar Saint stuff. So I'm just kind of like, oh, God. I don't know if I want to cover Jar Saints right away, if I'm going to wait until I cover Horn Scent stuff. But the problem is I kind of have to skip over some things. Like, maybe I could just kind of try to talk about, like, Horn Scent America being, like, buddies at the time. Ah! Again, I'm not gonna blame people for being like, well, okay, there's a character who's unnamed and it could be a named character. I just don't think that's the case based on what we have. Like, I think the games very show there's a general trend, so it'd be weird to me that they would go against that trend and have, like, a named character be, like, important to, like, a specific cookbook series, right? Like, normally, like, they'll name it, like, Ferris's, or, sorry, Fevor, well, whatever the localization called it. It's Ferris. So, like, Ferris's cookbooks, or recipe books, or whatever you want to call them, you know, that's where, like, a named character gets pointed out for it. So, and Egon gets pointed out for it. So why would then there be an unnamed character who has it, and, like, yeah, I think it's just weird. Yeah, I'm sorry, Night Scout, you're not good. I'm sorry, Night Scout, I think that's looking too deep into the weeds. I think that's a little bit... I think that's looking way too hyper-specific to a bunch of, like, leaves in a very small piece of a background image. It was something, like, more distinct, right? It wasn't something where I was like, ah, yes, please, interpret this Rorschach. Then I would probably be with you. But as is, I'm like, yeah, it probably really is just a coincidence. Nothing real special. Might need to talk about the Jar Saint stuff in case our tree barrels are for any Aleem effect rather than tree doing tree stuff. Again, like, there's nothing wrong with me, like, coming in and adding that stuff in later, right? Like, for Erdtree Burial stuff, it'll mostly be me focusing on adding the imps and the watchdogs, because, again, I talk about them a lot in later stuff, but I've never, like, you know, do the lore establishing them, right? So, which is really what I want to include here. I want to be able to talk about that. This is another thing I could probably complain to Vati about trying to date the Radahn stuff. Like, there's just so much with, like, Radahn and things where it's like, God, you have to date Liurnia Wars, Radahn, like, so much stuff has to get pushed back in order to make Gaius and friends, work, Gaius and Renalana and all that jazz work as a Liurnian War pre-Mesmer Crusade thing. Oh yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, the more you push the argument, the less. Okay, yeah, they are here. Yeah, cool. I guess these are the things. Yeah, honestly, if you were to tell me, is Midra potentially related to like Rao stuff? I would say maybe indirectly through like the Shaman village. Like, who knows? Maybe Nanai is a member of the Shaman village. Maybe the skull and thing that she had is like a relic of like Rao's destruction. Because for all we know, Frenzied Flame could be involved there. Right? Maybe everyone looks at it as maybe a cause by the rot, but if the rot and gold was like part of their order or whatever, and they were like existing in harmony, maybe the Frenzied Flame just came in and screwed everything up. And then, like, I don't know, like, some of the rot stuff got adopted by the ancient dynasties, and then the rot took and destroyed them, and then, you know, all that. I'm sad that they make it the full-grown beast for the full boss, but I guess they wanted to make it seem more recent. That's true, that could have been the idea with that. That or somehow a star landed even more recently. I've talked about this before. I think the meteor impacts we see here... Not sure about this one here. This one could be potentially older, but I think at least the ones here, and... Honestly, it really depends on how useful those Astrolabe Hemocyclium things are in summoning stuff still, because we also find stars around, but like... where is it? Yeah, here? I think these could potentially date to after Radon. But be a product of, like, Radon, like, you know, having momentary lapses because of the rot, right? Like, you know, he very briefly, like, whimpers, and then, like, some stars get through, right? Like, some small stars or one big star or something, right? I'm open to that idea, but again, it's not really that important in the grand scheme of things. In my opinion, Frenzy leaves figurative and literal burn scars. There's no presence in Rao to have ruined Rao civilization. I mean, we don't really see any of that in any of the villages and stuff that are infected by it either, right? Like, granted, I would have liked to see more Frenzy, plant life or something. But we don't see that really at Midra's Manse either, right? Like, it's all the new items, none of the old items. Like, in general, this DLC is very hesitant to use any of the old base game items as, harvestables to collect. Like, maybe as enemy drops, they'll allow it, like the Perfumers, but that's them copy-pasting an older enemy, so... I love when people get anal about Erdtree Barrel being a mistranslation because the JP is just return tree. I would translate it more like tree return, but yeah, like with the way the kanji's set up. But like, yeah, sure. Well, what tree is it, and how are they returning to it? Lamau, same difference. Well, yeah, I assume that's connected to like great tree theorists and stuff like that who really want to push for the great tree or whatever. Like, I mean, let it go, my dudes. There are the frenzy plants at the waterfall. Oh, are there frenzy plants at the waterfall for Abyss Woods? Like the old style ones? Where are they? Oh god, I don't remember where it is. Is it here? Well, it's not up here. Oh, wait. No, that's an owl. That's a suspicious... God. Torrent! Haven't I killed all the enemies on here? Why are you being a bitch? Fucking hell. Useless goat horse. Fucking billy goats, man. You did not see that. Oh my god! Torrent, this is why I don't feed you raisins. Far left corner, I think? Up here? Or do you mean more down here? I hope it's not like a one-time loot thing and I've already looted it, because then, man, that would suck. Let me check back here again. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Ah, that's where the graveyard is. That's where the church. I can try to find him for pictures. Yeah, sure. Maybe we'll have to do that. Because I feel like I might end up search. Oh my god, searching this entire place on foot is not on my bingo list today. You know. Anyway, so we got. Yeah, so most of this I've already gotten for America thing. It's just a matter of, do I want to cover Jar Saints right now and have to like add another like potentially like 5 to or more pages, right? Or do I just kind of like gloss over that for the time being, focus on just like America's relationship with the Horn Scent, the whole Gate of Divinity thing, and then somehow I have to then tie that back into, oh yeah, then the Erdtree was born, and then we go back to like the Erdtree sections, how it affects Altus and crap like that, and then I'll cover Erdtree Burial, and then I also have to make sure I have something for the Shadow Tree. I think it's essential that I probably talk about the Golden Order, the whole Shadow to the Gold, and thus the Shadow Tree and the Realm of Shadow, as well as probably kind of at least maybe talk about my thoughts on maybe the Realm of Shadow as a whole. Are there any Eyes of Yellow at Rao? I mean, I assume not. I'd assume no. Right? Unless it's like a collectible or something. I'm pretty sure no. And I think people would remember that, because that would stick out as people if there was a frenzy item in Rao of all places. Right? At least I think it would. It's kind of like the Flymen, right? Like, those stick out here, as well as the snake snail things. Yeah, these aren't Route pots. These are definitely, Belorat pots at Mindra's Manse, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, all I'm saying is I'm definitely not going to be covering Horn Scent right now because, again, I have... This thing's going to be long enough. Though I can see in the future, if I do cover Horn Scent, I might end up separating Marika's stuff from Erdtree stuff. If Erdtree stuff ends up being, like, super big with all the Marika backstory going into it. Then I might make Marika's rise to power as a god something separate, and then talk about the Erdtree and the Shadow Tree as part of Erdtree's beginning as like its own thing. So it's like, okay, we talk about the rise of Marika as a god, then we'll talk about the Erdtree and all, you know, all the basic stuff about it, and then that, yeah, I guess then it would just go right into Altus Unification, and we talk about. I already have all the Hoarah Godfrey stuff talked about there for the most part. Blood Fiends and Rao are also kind of interesting. I mean, I assume in this case there's just more Horn Scent, right? Because Horn Scent are the only real enemies we see here, for the most part. So I imagine it's similar to the town over here, right? So it seems to me it's like, yeah, this town became Blood Fiends. Potentially Banished Knights becoming Blood Fiends here. We have the Rivermount Cave And over here are the misbegotten slaves. We also have some down here, which again, I could potentially connect to what I was talking about earlier with the other guys over there. So that might all be tied in there. Where else do we see blood fiends? Down here, but this is like, you know, Mikola, Trina, worshiper, you know, all that connected stuff. None here, from what I recall. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all of them. And blood fiends feel mostly like a filler enemy that they can kind of slap wherever they want with vague justification, because you just need to have one, a place with lots of death, which, oh my god, a From Software area that has lots of death happening in it. Oh my god, right? Yeah, lots of death and blood. And then you have to have people who would be desperate and potentially turn to you know, crazy arcane forces in order to you know, give them like some sort of out or some sense of salvation. It's like, oh wow, a FromSoft area with people who are desperate. Say it ain't so. And Jagged Peak really stands out, huh? Could be Night Scout. Could also be that they are, you know, they've just not become relevant because the Frenzy Flame was removed. Because we have to remember, the thing with Nanaya is that she has the corpse of a Lord of Frenzy. And for, as far as we can tell, the Frenzy Flame seems to have, for the most part, disappeared until it comes back under Marika, it seems like. Right, so... Could very well be that, that we see no influence there because it's just not gone. Just like we don't see much influence of the rot here anymore, even though obviously it was present. Thanks to our flower petal thing. Yeah. So yeah, I think I've got most of what I wanted to do figured out. It's just a matter of how in depth do I want to go with Erdtree Burial, considering my current depth of knowledge about the cosmology on death, which is as shallow as the kiddie pool. Honestly, I would hesitate. I would say probably my knowledge is about as shallow as the pool I'm standing in right now. So that one, I'm not sure how far I'm going to be able to go on that. And then... Is there any other sections I really want to include? Not really. Because again, the Godfrey stuff is something separate. Again, so unless I decide, like, oh no, I just really have to cover Jar Saints. Like, I have to open that whole can of worms. Maybe Marika's Elden Rune I could include. Because I don't talk about her Elden Runes a lot. Or Radagon's, for that matter. So maybe? I have to think about that one. Okay, I think that covers everything that I wanted to do, chat. We checked out the snake. I'll have to see if maybe there's any more detailed stuff on the models to show where that supposed Rykard face is, assuming it actually exists. I honestly get the feeling, though, whoever told me that, though, they might have been mistaken, or maybe someone who showed them or told them or whatever was wrong or whatever, or they mistook it. Because I didn't see it. I just don't see it. I am skeptical that it's there. And then, yeah, it's just a matter now that Gelmir's covered, right? Now it's just a matter of doing Erdtree's beginning. Because Nox, I can wait till Night Rain to talk about Nox, because who knows what we're going to get on Night Lords that might be relevant to Elden Ring. So it's like, okay, I can hold off on talking about the Night Lords. I'll be honest, I'm not expecting much TBH. As hilarious as it would be to see that, the Night Lord is actually the soul of Godwyn. And he's married to Glowmite Queen, the twin sister of Melina. As funny as that would be to see or whatever, I'm not expecting anything crazy like that. I don't know. call me nuts, but I don't feel they would put something like that in their spin-off game. But who knows? I mean, most of the classes are really, like, alien and unfamiliar to what we see in Elden Ring so far. Like, I don't see anything where I'm like, oh yeah, I can see where they got inspired for that one. So, who knows? Maybe we'll get, like, lots of crazy new lore. The Elden Rune theories have to contend with the Farum Azula mural already having the top arc on the Elden Ring. Wait. So what are these Elden Rune theories then, Night Scout? Because I don't know what you're talking about. Because I'm just talking about, like, just me doing an analysis discussing them, because obviously they have their own terms, so clearly they're somehow connected to the Elden Ring. We know that Radagon and Marika end up both having one. What else do we know? Obviously Marika adopts one as her symbol, right? And it becomes, like, her main thing. Right? I'm not sure if it's 100% related to this, but at the very least, thematically, it's evocative of her pose here, right? So... I think they said they did think about lore when making it, probably just localized the... Oh, no, yeah. I'm not talking about, like obviously, there's a Night Lord, and I'm sure the whole game's cosmology and stuff, sans the Dark Souls obvious shoehorn, is gonna be very well rooted in, like, you know, the actual, like, you know, Martin lore and all that stuff, right? Like, I'm sure that. I'm just not expecting any crazy plot twist where we're gonna get so crazy revelations that on something like that. It could happen, right? Like, I'm not gonna, like, completely shut the door on that. But, like, I'm not feeling like, oh yeah, guys, we're gonna get some really crazy stuff, it's gonna be cool, right? Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised then, right? I don't know, I just don't feel it. Miklo's probably gonna make his crown in Elden Rune. Oh. Elden Rune theories. Marika created the top arc of the Elden Ring as her personal rune instead of figuratively adopting it. Yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a second. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because we see the Radagon rune there in the background with the hex thing there. And we can kind of see Marika's rune there up the top, right? The only one that's not obvious anywhere in this is the Rune of Death, which, who knows, maybe the Rune of Death takes on a different form when it's removed. Maybe it's, like, somewhere in the back there behind the rings. You know, the rings that make up the actual Elden Ring. Lol. When it comes to Farum Azula... I actually don't remember all the details on this one. Yeah, the only thing that isn't obvious here is the Radagon part of the design, but that could be an artistic flourish because it would kind of distract from the root thing that they've got going here, right? But yeah, they definitely got this up here. That's pretty familiar. I just want to get a shot like this, so that way we can make sure that we have something to do a direct comparison for compared to the main menu. If the Rune of Death was naturally Elder, it was probably one of the two central rings. Yeah, that's what I would think, right? Like somewhere around there, where it could be easily masked. Only the Hex is missing from the Farum Azula. Anyway, so we got that there, right? And then Langdell also has a Elden Throne. Yeah, this one's a bit more hidden, though. They just show the core rings. I'm gonna do this on another character who doesn't have everything burned. Because that burned kind of annoys me. I love the Primordial Elder. Yeah, I love the look in Farm Azula. I just like Farm Azula's general style and look to it. Everything in it just looks so cool. This character should be fine. Wonder if the Elden Ring mural marks the spot where Placky's spouse became a god, or this is just the cleansing chamber equivalent. Yeah, that's hard to say. It's hard to say how much the areas here correspond to significant places in Farm Azula's history, right? Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable making any assumptions there. Because we also don't know how much of the land has just been lost between all the gravity and going into the sky and the tornadoes and all that jazz, right? All right, let's do it. Right. Right. FA roots look me. Yeah, I really love the FA design. You can actually see something that kind of looks like the Ratigan thing here, right? Like, it kind of looks like there's some sort of netting. But I can't tell if that's just supposed to be part of the root stuff they have here. Like, it might be... Yeah, it kind of looks like it might be that. Again, I don't know how serious I'd want to take that. And this is the thing that gets everybody, right? Oh, look! There's a tree growing! From the Elden Ring here. Then on top of the tree is another tree. And on top of that tree, there's more root tree branch thing. Right. Also, Miyazaki? Miyazaki? What am I looking at here? Eminem? Yeah, I'm gonna start calling Martin Miyazaki tag team Eminem from now on. Hello, Miyazaki? Miyazaki, please? Please, fix your clipping? You're clipping? We're clipping? We're clipping? Yeah, nothing special here. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know how essential or important the Gate of Divine really, the Gate of Divinity or whatever, right? The Gate of God. I'm just gonna call it the Gate of God or Godhood. I don't know how important that thing actually is in the grand scheme of things, or if it's just something like, oh, you know, it's just one of many ways that you can ascend to. Like, I just don't know, because again, that gets into cosmology stuff, and again, I don't know enough. Yeah, I love how people really focus on taking, like, all this literally. When you have, like, actual, like, just random metal, wood, whatever this is, like, bar thing that's helping divide and frame the Elden Ring here, and then, like, another one, like, at the bottom here. It's like, okay, sure. Sure. I see cultural overlap and Banished Knight stuff in the Elden Throne, too. I just really like... I just really like Banished Knights, okay? I love Banished Knight culture. I just like Banished Knights, you know? Hey, my crown. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, I think people look put a little too much stock into this door. Beautiful though. God, it's such a cool iconic design, doesn't it? Yeah, I can see the resemblance in that sense with the Gate of Divinity. But again, Until we get a wonderful game that'll show us, like, Farum Azula back in the good old days. I think it's very hard to, like, get anything firm on, you know, this location corresponds to this historical event or something like that. Right? I do think it's interesting that Farum and Anir Elim both in a state of constant daytime. Yeah, who knows? Could be significant. Could also just be for thematic purposes, right? Even Mesmer has his special chair. Oh, I love Mesmer's boss room, even though I find it so silly that it's just kind of connected to the storehouse the way it is. I'm trying to remember which section takes you. Was it the loft? I think it might be the loft. Oh. Blessed Bone Shard. Shadow Sunflower. Fire Coil. Ghost Glovewort. Fire Serpent. If the Stormhawks were only shackled and grafted after the Stormlord's defeat, could the painting detailing the banished knights put up the golden merlins themselves? Alright, so when it comes to the grafted stuff, I don't think any of the Hawks were grafted before the Shattering. I think all the grafting you see on their legs is the work of Godric, and in the case of Castle Sol, it's the work of the desperate people of Sol in response to getting attacked by those who live in death and all that stuff. So, I would not. I personally cannot connect any of that. They had to have built this place with the storehouse in mind. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like let's assume that like you had this basic castle or whatever. You have this giant tower which takes up like 90% of the space for like actual like, you know, travel and things like that, and they have the research thing for Rao here connected to it, right? Like. It's one of those things where it's like, I have to assume the idea is that the Shadowkeep began construction when they first set up a foothold, right? So it was like maybe like, you know, the basic walls and the perimeter, right? Maybe they had a simple church parish thing they set up here. And then obviously there's all that stuff back here, right? Like, I imagine something like that was probably like the idea. And obviously the big focus was like, let's establish a foothold and then launch our crusade already, right? But, like, why you have your throne room set up here? Like, you couldn't, like, create an alternate, like, path from here or whatever? Like, there's not even a shortcut there. Whatever. It's just one of those things where I just find very silly. Let's see. Not first floor. Maybe it's 7th floor? The thing is, I just don't remember... I just don't remember how to get there. And I don't think I have the thing, so let me check with my sorcerer build instead. Maybe I'll have the extra one. Because the thing I like about Mesmer's boss room is just like... the boss room itself looks super cool, despite being nonsensical, like how you get there. Yeah, here we go. Something like this, 7th floor. Or no, wait, is that... that's still not it? It's not 4th floor, is it? Can't be 4th floor. God, I feel like I'm gaslighting myself so hard right now. Oh, whatever, we're going straight into the chamber. I have the thing here. 7th floor is close. Okay, so it is 7th, yeah. But, like, I love how it, like, as soon as you walk in, you're greeted by Marika, right? And then they have you, like, have this... I like the claustrophobia here, right? And then it takes you out into this big chamber, right? Like, this feels like a proper, like, you know, King's audience chamber. You get all these possible grave things here, right? And then you have this nonsensical platform. Like, Dude, do you like jump up here and down, up and down every time you come back from the crusade? You're like, oh god, I'm exhausted. You don't even climb a staircase. But hey, it's a cool throne, right? Cool little, like, mini Elden throne. Got the same little backing here, right? The little stuff at the top here. And our favorite statue. America with the baby. Yeah, I can see it being thought of as like a prison as well, for sure. I feel like though, like again, I'm not saying this is the case, but if they did want to go with that idea, I would have liked it more if they had like, I don't know, spears for impaling here or something. You know, something to kind of make it feel more like you know it's a beast in a cage. Like obviously he could still just walk out the door, but like I don't know. I feel like they could have done a little more there. But again, as is, I think it's just cool and atmospheric. I like it a lot. It's a cool boss room. Honestly, Mesmer was a pretty cool boss overall, too. American Commission chairs for all our kids. That's a lot of chairs. If you want to talk nonsense, take a close look at the floor at the Elden Throne. That whole platform is the enemy of ankles. Oh no, I agree with you. Some of the stuff you have to step over and through or whatever, like it feels ridiculous. I mean, Erdtree Sanctuary, there's the assumption that you climb tree roots in order to get around. Like what the hell is up with that? Okay, that's gonna be it though, chat. Because I've looked at what I've wanted to. We're not getting anything new here. I'm looking forward to finishing up on Erdtree's beginning and stuff. Because honestly, I want to take a break from Elden Ring and get back to working on Dark Souls and Bloodborne stuff more again. Because one, I really want to finish Dark Souls 2. I really want to finish Dark Souls 2 already. Like I am so hyped to getting around to doing updates for Iron King because there's so much more like data and environmental details and screenshots and things that I've taken. Like there's just so much for reference to include and add upon what we have here and expand on. I did miss the stream view, original playthrough of you find Mesmer. What'd you think of him? I liked him overall. I liked the boss fight generally. Like, it was tough. There's, like, a few things that kind of felt like BS, as I recall. But, like, for the most part, I just thought it was a good fight. Like, honestly, if you told me that that was the final fight of the DLC, I probably would have a much higher opinion of the DLC. If the DLC just ended there. We killed Mesmer. It's done. We killed the Lord, who has plagued this land. I like the detail about the Iris of Grace. Just emphasize that Mariko's P for ripping Mesmer's eyes out for no reason. Listen, it might have been very important for the suppression. You never know. Anyway, I gotta go, chat, so see y'all later. Thanks for showing up. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Peace.